Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a video experience you will find nowhere else. You're about to discover why barbecue is becoming more popular every year. And you will learn how you can acquire the skills to become a champion pitmaster. John Willingham knows barbecue as few others, and he will share his secrets with you. It is John's goal, it is his desire that barbecue become the next true American sport. Ready? Stand by. Here it comes. Is your barbecue championship quality? If not, you can make it so. John Willingham'S world champion Wham seasonings and Wham sauces have won more major championships than anything else on the planet. No brag, just fact. So when the best is barely good enough, don't settle for less. Go with a proven winner. Put Willingham'S world champion Wham sauce, seasonings, and recipes on your team.
We'll be traveling by train. We'll hit Memphis on Wednesday. Willard Scott's already there this morning, scouting out the area. Mr. Scott, the floor is yours.
Hey, thank you, Brian. They're looking forward to the show down here, as you say, next Wednesday. It'll be Memphis Day on the Today Show, and the train will be right up the hill from where we are now. This is Tom Lee Park, and this is where it all happens this weekend. 300,000 people. We are here with the River City Rooters. Second year in a row, they've won the championship barbecue cook-off. Here's the trophy for one of the years, and here's the trophy for this. I think I'm in love. Now get out of here. Okay. Now this is John Willingham, Chief Porker, and I've got to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, this is your machine back here. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe if I stand this way. This is your own invention to cook barbecue, and give us a brief description of how that works.
It looks like a Chinese outhouse on wheels. The meat cooks on a carousel as opposed to a rotisserie. The heat is indirect. We use charcoal. We have water injection. The juices drip from the meat and hit the catch grill.
1,700 degrees.
Right, and they explode, vaporize, condense onto the meat again, and then they continue to explode, vaporize, and condense. Explode,
now,
vaporize.
That is just one idea of how barbecue is cooked down here. Not to mention the fact that, of course, the quality and choice of meat that you use, and not to mention the secret ingredient, which is the sauce.
The Wham seasoning and Wham sauce.
Whammy diddle, whammy diddle. I'm going to try this in just a minute.
We're back down here at Tom Lee Park, as Denise said, and I'm with Willard Scott and John Willingham on your right.
Never tasted anything in my life like it is. I say everything is the best. This is the best I've ever tasted in my life.
Line him up!
If you didn't think it hurt your business, I'll give you a free testimonial.
Oh, wonderful.
John, how many years you been competing in the contest?
This is the, let's see, this is the fourth year. We were second in 1981. In 82, we were in ribs. In 82, I was in Saudi Arabia. Then in 83, we all got together in the big team here, and we came in, we won first place in ribs and grand champion, and in 84, we repeated first place ribs and grand champion also.
What are you entering today?
Ribs again. Oh, we can't, we got to ride that horse.
You're the spend-a-buck of the ribs.
Right.
You're so far ahead, all they see is the back of your...
I hope.
Willard, when are you going to pick your mic up, Willard?
Oh, there you are.
There you go. Okay.
Anything I put in my hand, I just eat automatically ever since I got here. That's incredible. I've never tasted anything any better in my life. Now, you do, even though it's sort of... we shouldn't talk about this, but occasionally you do throw a little beef in just for variety, right?
You're right, and that's what I wanted you to try. I think that's truly a man-sized piece of rib.
You mean you really insist that I try this?
I would really, well, if you can.
Really
I know
insist?
that you're a pork man, but...
Are you insisting that
please,
I try this? Huh?
Please.
All right.
I think we can
You're forcing me to
Somebody
do this.
twist his arm.
Somebody twist my arm.
Somebody get his arm.
There you go. I can't hear.
Here, I'll hold your mic
hold
for
the
you.
mic
You're going to take
again.
two
All right.
hands to eat that
I'm
one.
going to play the Orange Blossom Special. Here we go.
Now, you think that isn't moist?
I think I've died and gone to heaven. No, that is incredible. You're right.
It's moist, isn't it?
It is. It is incredible.
Good? No, I didn't try the beef.
This is absolutely without equal, except for the pork.
We might mention the fact that the first location we did our broadcast from was in front of the Australian competition. Of course, we're honoring Australia this year.
Sauce was terrific. I mean, I got to that's a different style of cooking, though. Yours are dry on the outside, moist on the inside. And the Aussies are, what is this? Sauce.
That's just
I
in
don't
case.
have that much left, but
I'm
put a little
afraid to
bit
say
on
anything
there.
else.
We'll
It
get
might
you another
pop
bit.
this guy. Sauce.
Eat your heart out back there at the
first
studio,
year
I'll tell
we
you
were here
that.
in 1981, we didn't have a sauce, so we came in second. And we figured, well, maybe we better develop a sauce. So 10 days before we came here in 1983, we developed our sauce.
Only thing I got to say is, sauce is delicious. The truth is, with what you do with this, whatever the secret is with this cooker, and the whatever you rub on it,
well,
you don't need a sauce on this. Inside, you're right. You're as advertised. It is as juicy on the inside as any rib I've ever tasted.
Oh, thank you very much.
Your method of cooking is a little different, John, than the other ones. Would you tell us what the difference is?
Well, we cook all our meat in a vertical posture as opposed to the
You mean you're standing
horizontal.
up when you do it? Is that
Yes.
what you mean?
I was just holding that close to your mouth. The pig was in the vertical posture.
Right. And we're going to do a whole pig tomorrow. But we're going to do this right here. I'll show you. We just sprinkle this wham seasoning on like that.
What kind of seasoning?
Wham.
W-H-A-M.
Right. W''H-A-M.
What does that stand for?
That's a contraction of Willingham.
All right.
Thank you. You do good work.
Well, that's what I say. Pay for cheap help, that's what they get.
There you go. So there you are. It's hooked. And all we have to do now, Willard, would you mind hanging this in the cooker?
All right, it's not hot in there, huh?
No, you put it in there with you.
Hey, look at my picture. You see that? That's what you call a porker. All right, here, up top or at the bottom?
We have 30 seconds left, Willard.
Okay, here we go. That's going to dry. No, it didn't. Look at that. You mean now I'm a member of the union?
You remember the union? I'm John Willingham, and we're the River City Rooters. For world champion barbecue, we've won Memphis in May twice, first place ribs, and grand champion in 1983 and 84, both years. We also won the American Royal first place beef, first place lamb, first place pork, and grand champion overall in 84. This is the secret to our success, the Wham Turbo Cooker. Wham is a contraction of Willingham. Turbo is the fact that the air comes in through here, makes a loop over the firebox, and as it comes back through and rises here, it kicks out the ash on the downstroke. So that the ashes fall into this bin down here. Do you want to get inside the cooker? Here's the firebox. We're using charcoal, and the heat moves horizontally and rises vertically. In the cooking tower, you'll see down in the bottom, over here, the juices are bubbling. Those are vaporizing, and they rise and then condense on the meat. So the meat is basted in its own juices. The juices cannot get into the fire, and because they can't get into the fire, you do not have the cancer-causing carcinogens released to the product. This cooker is not smoking. This side is the warmer. We're keeping our bread warm over here, and in the bottom, we're baking our beans. This is the turbo cooker. We're the River City Rooters. Welcome to Memphis.
Well, our last two Memphis stops are a study in contrast. First, Willard Scott's favorite, Willingham'S. When John Willingham describes his barbecue technique, it sounds like he's either tracking a hurricane or defrosting an astronaut in a science fiction movie. For example, in order to avoid shocking his frozen ribs, they are thawed in a 34-degree refrigerator, then dry rubbed with his special seasoning. They go into John's space-age Wham Turbo Cooker, BBM 13-35.
The cooker cabinet allows the moisture to drop to the bottom where it lands in the water pond at the bottom. The drippings drop either into the pond and float on the water to an overflow and then into another pan, or they land on the heat bar. And if they land on the heat bar, they explode, vaporize, and condense back onto the meat. Consequently, we have a constant explode, vaporize, condense. Explode, vaporize, condense.
The Wham Turbo. You can have one custom made for $3,500. In fact, he sold a limited edition model to a Saudi prince for around $8,000. Of course, that one had to hold 3 60-pound sheep at once. I'm going out and eat a little barbecue.
We had Buying books and buying books. About who books? You brought me no books. There's the other four.
Thank you.
Just $1. All right. I'll go ahead and reload.
What were you saying about the congressional record?
Well, the patent. I received my patent on May the 17th was completed. The cooker was completed, and it was read into the congressional record on May the 27th, which is, yes. See, what happens is the heat starts over here, moves horizontally, and then rises vertically and cooks all sides and edges of the meat simultaneously. Every cooker has hot and cold spots, and this one's no different than any other one. Let me get a couple of slabs. I know they are. They're looking good.
Get over here, but I hadn't had
You did good. You did good.
There, right here. This one all right? Okay.
Learn the line and the short one. Next year we're going to come back early, and we're going to get Billy Bones running for his money so we get that other day voted. You're going to get hot, little girl.
How does it feel to be the winner this weekend?
Feels great. Feels great. And I thank the judges for seeing the wisdom and giving us the award.
After being here for 3 days, do Richmonders indeed like ribs?
I don't think there's any question about it. I never thought I would be anywhere other than Memphis where there would be such an outpouring of interest in ribs, and demonstrated by them being, I mean, just look around you at the lines. I mean, they're standing here an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes when we have been out of ribs. They have stayed right in that line, and with no incentive other than they're going to get some good ribs. We stole a line from Julia Gallo, and the wine, we don't serve a rib before it's time.
Willingham'S World Championship Barbecue is the winner of the title, The Best Ribs in the World. John Willingham was choked up over the honor. He also won Best Spare Ribs and took third for baby back ribs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best ribs in America belong to Willingham'S of Memphis, Tennessee. How does it feel?
Wonderful. I'm kind of lost for words, and that's not usually my problem. I hope Frank will close down my place up there so our team can come down here, because, boy, without them, it was impossible. We wrote the book this week for, what's that law, Murphy's Law? It's Willingham'S Law. And we had a time, but, we overcome. And thank you, all you people in this wonderful city that support this great barbecue contest. We're happy to be a part of it. I can't tell you how much this means.
Let me ask you this. What are you going to do with that $25,000?
Oh, I'll just put it on the bills as far as it'll go.
This might look like something you'd see on the midway of the state fair, but in fact, it's an arena. An arena for what John Willingham says will be the next great American sport, barbecuing. And he should know, because when it comes to barbecuing, he is the sport's first superstar.
When you get to be 59 years old, as I am, it's hard to find a sport that you can go out and compete in, that you can compete in and know that you're, performing up to your abilities, capabilities. barbecue, I'm 59 years old, and I can compete in this sport the rest of my life.
Of course, John Willingham has already achieved a lifetime of honors as the king of barbecue. He's been winning contests for close to a decade all over the nation, and his title of world champion is earned. In 1991, he racked up more points for winning contests than anyone else on the barbecue circuit. He's a man who's created his own marinade and his own barbecue sauce, and he's a man who leaves little to chance.
If you can tie your shoe, you can cook Willingham barbecue. If you can cook Willingham barbecue, you can win some contests. Notice I'm using a level, left to right, right to left kind of a motion in sprinkling.
It's his sweet and sassy sauce that gains the most attention with the judges. It could be the secret ingredient, Hershey's chocolate syrup.
The combination of things were there, but that one thing that wasn't, and I thought, well, I'll just try some chocolate. And I added the chocolate, and then I realized that this was a hook that would grab a lot of women are more prone to be the chocoholics than men.
He insisted I try it.
Now the sauce is the third step in winning a championship. Hot?
Lots of water and don't wear a tie. John Willingham is an unusual man. An inventor, he holds 17 patents from the United States government. One for this cooker, which he created almost 20 years ago. He has since improved on it with a cooker that keeps all the meat upright vertical. John Willingham is ready to retire from week-to-week competition on the barbecue circuit and devote himself full-time to promoting his favorite sport, a sport he says is great for families.
There's an old saying, families who pray together stay together, who play together stay together.
Did you see all those trophies behind him? This book has a mail order thing that you can order, some of his rubs and that sort of thing. It also has his wham wings recipes. So great job, Joe. That's nice. We'll be back with Matt's bread pudding and whiskey sauce right after this.
Let's go from a nice drink to some great food outside with Paul Pepper and the Barbecue King.
Hey, thanks, Uncle James. We're outside, and there's just a little bit of snow that has started to fall. I want to introduce you to the Barbecue King, not only of the United States, but of the entire world, right? The Barbecue King, John Willingham. Good to have you here.
It's nice to be home.
Yeah. In fact, you are from this area, right?
Right.
But
I grew up here.
But your business is down in Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
And can you see, we're standing in front of this great big trailer, and this is his barbecue grill. Now, you travel all over the country in this thing.
Yeah, we sure do.
Now, what do you do in here?
Well, this old cooker out here in the front, which we're not
Brian,
using today.
come over here. This old cooker is what we're talking about. This is what won you all the prizes, right?
Right. That has been in the Smithsonian Institute.
Uh-huh.
And it'll either go there or to the Barbecue Hall of Fame when we're through with it.
Yeah.
Probably next year.
Now, inside this trailer, he's got another cooker. And why don't you come? Can we go on inside right now?
Sure.
All right. And this, I'll tell you, while we're walking, he's going over to Knowles on Keene Street at 10:30 this morning. So any of you that want to taste really good barbecue, come on over to Knowles and you can do that. Actually take everything with you that you need to make those wonderful tasting ribs and briskets and chicken.
Why don't we go from the back forward? Here's the cooker, and what we're doing in here right now is we're cooking ribs. There's our trash ribs. These come off of the side of spare ribs, and to make them into St. Louis spares. This is a tenderloin of beef here. This is brisket, and then here comes a little piece of chicken, a half a chicken.
Yeah.
And then there's a ham back over yonder.
Oh, I see it back there.
Now, what we've done here is we're warming this, which you can do at home if you want to. Leave your leftovers or something that you've frozen or whatever. You can bring it to refrigeration temperature, then the room temperature, then hang it in your cooker or lay it in your cooker like this.
Yeah.
And then you just rub it in. Now, I always use my left hand because that's my dirty hand.
Yeah.
And the right hand I keep clean.
Okay.
In case I get a phone call.
Right, okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Now that's going to give it the flavor?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
Now, what I like to do is take a ham, even if it's a cured ham. Take the fat and the skin off.
Okay.
Then sprinkle it with this and rub it in real good.
Okay.
Let it sit overnight.
Yeah.
In the refrigerator. Now, what happens when you take meat out of a refrigerator, the pores will open like so, like a rosebud.
Yeah.
And then when you sprinkle it and rub the seasoning in, it goes into the pork.
And then put it back in the refrigerator.
Right, and it closes.
Ah.
And you'll get a deeper penetration.
Okay.
And
Get some of those ribs out of there. Show them one of these ribs over here, Tom. We're almost out of time. But if you want to taste these, you're going to be able to taste them when you go over to Keene Street Knolls. Look at those ribs floating up there. How long does it actually take, if you're going to make ribs at home, how long do you have to cook a slab of ribs or 2 slabs of ribs?
A slab of ribs to cook properly takes about 4.5 to 5.5 hours, depending whether it's a baby back or back ribs.
So if you cook ribs any faster than 4.5, 5 hours, you're cooking them too fast. Okay, look at those. Look at how tender they are.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There you go.
Oh, well, I got to save this. I'm not going to be able to talk if I eat this now.
Oh no, you'll be able to talk better.
These are the best. God, these are the best. Uncle James is going to kill me for this. These are wonderful. Well,
here in Columbia by David Calvin.
All right. Hey, I see Uncle James and I see Tom Gray, our manager. Come on in here. Both of you come in here.
Come on in.
Oh, you're not going to believe, and you can't believe you can get this many. Yeah, you're on the air, Tom.
We're live.
All right, here.
I tried locking him in his office, but he got
No way, right? Okay. Take a taste of these ribs. Cut them some of those ribs.
All right. Yeah, incidentally, this is the first time this knife will have cut anything. I just finished it yesterday.
All right. And don't forget, while they're waiting to taste these, you can go over to Knowles on Keene Street, 10:30 till 1 o'clock today. There'll be a book signing and sampling of these wonderful ribs.
Now it's going to fall apart on
Okay. They're the most tender, wonderful things you've ever tasted in your life. Aren't they good?
Great.
Oh.
See how good you're talking? Try another.
Yeah, okay. Hey, John, thank you so much for coming by today.
My pleasure.
Pleasure having you.
Delicious.
Tell your mom hi. She's
I'll
watching
do
right
it.
now. Tell her hi right now.
The Willingham concept is an idea whose time has come. And in the words of the great American philosopher Dizzy Dean, if you can do it, it ain't bragging.